The moment everything looked normal, but wasn't. I still remember that day, not because something dramatic happened on the charts, but because nothing did. It was a normal day. Same setup, same strategy, same screen I had been staring at for months. I told myself I was a trader. I had indicators. I had a system. I had rules written in a notebook I barely followed. And that morning, I felt confident, too confident, because confidence in trading is dangerous when it's not backed by discipline. I opened my laptop, made coffee, sat down like I was going to do something professional. But I wasn't a trader that day. I was a gambler sitting in front of a casino disguised as a chart, and I didn't know it yet. At the beginning, everything felt exciting. Every candle felt like opportunity. Every movement felt like, this might be the one. I remember telling myself, if I can just catch one good trade today, I'm back. That sentence is where gambling starts, not in casinos, in mindset. I wasn't thinking about probability. I wasn't thinking about risk. I was thinking about outcomes. And worse, I was emotionally attached to those outcomes. I would enter trades too early, exit too late, or worse, exit too early and then re-enter emotionally. It was chaos disguised as activity. And I called it trading, but it was really just hope plus impulse plus adrenaline. One time I remember clearly, I had already lost 2 trades in a row. Nothing big, just small losses. But inside me something shifted. Not logic, emotion. That quiet voice came in. You can't end the day like this. That voice is dangerous because that's not a trader speaking. That's a gambler trying to recover dignity. So I did what gamblers do. I increased lot size. Not because the setup improved, but because my ego got louder and I entered a trade I had no business entering. At that moment, I wasn't analyzing charts anymore. I was negotiating with fear. The crazy part? That trade won. And that's where the real problem started, because nothing destroys a beginner trader faster than a lucky win. I felt powerful, like I had figured it out, like the market finally respected me. But I didn't realize something important. The market doesn't respect anyone. It just moves. That win wasn't skill, it was randomness. But my brain didn't know the difference, so I started doing more of the same thing. More trades, faster entries, less patience, bigger risk. I stopped waiting, I started reacting. And every time I won, I got more confident. Every time I lost, I got more emotional. That combination is deadly because it creates a cycle. Win to ego to bigger risk. Loss to revenge to bigger risk. I wasn't trading a system. I was trading my feelings. And I didn't realize I had become predictable, not to the market, but to myself. There was a week where everything started going wrong, not in dramatic ways, but in quiet, frustrating ways. You know the type. Stop loss hits and then price reverses. Entries feel almost right, but not quite. You start doubting your own rules. You begin modifying strategy mid-trade. That was me. I remember sitting there one evening, staring at the screen thinking, why does it work for others but not for me? But the truth was uncomfortable. It wasn't working for anyone consistently, because I wasn't executing anything consistently. I was improvising. And improvisation in trading is just another word for gambling. One day I lost 3 trades in a row. Not huge losses, but emotionally heavy ones. And something snapped, not externally, internally. I remember leaning back and saying out loud, this doesn't make sense anymore. But I didn't stop. That's the part nobody talks about. Even when traders realize they are wrong, they continue. Because hope is stronger than logic when money's involved. That night I stayed on my screen longer than usual. No plan, no clarity, just frustration. And then I did something that changed everything. I started reviewing my trades, not the charts, my behavior. And what I saw was uncomfortable. I wasn't losing because of the market. I was losing because of overtrading emotional entries, fear of missing out revenge trading, lack of patience. It wasn't technical, it was psychological. And then it hit me hard. I wrote one sentence in my notebook. I am not trading. I am gambling with patterns. That was the moment. Not a win, not a loss, a realization. And strangely, it didn't feel dramatic. It felt quiet, like something finally clicked into place that had been obvious the whole time. I started breaking down my behavior honestly, and I saw it clearly. A gambler doesn't need a system. A gambler needs excitement. And I was doing exactly that. I would enter trades without full confirmation, increase risk after losses, exit early when scared, hold losses hoping they return, enter because it feels right. That is not analysis. That is emotional betting. And the worst part, I was addicted to it. Because gambling gives something. Trading doesn't always give immediate emotional stimulation. Trading done properly is boring. Gambling is emotional. And I had been chasing emotion, not consistency. The next phase wasn't exciting. It was uncomfortable. Because I started doing less, not more. I reduced trades. I started waiting. Waiting felt like doing nothing. And that was painful. Because my identity was built on activity. If I wasn't trading, I felt like I wasn't progressing. But I forced myself to sit through it. One trade a day, sometimes none. And something strange happened. My results didn't get better immediately, but my clarity did. I stopped reacting. I started observing. I stopped chasing. I started selecting. And that is where trading actually begins. Not in the entries, but in the restraint. One day I compared two versions of myself. The gambler version, excited, impatient, emotional, reactive, inconsistent. The trader version, emerging slowly, calm, patient, selective, detached, structured. And I realized something important. The difference was not knowledge, it was control. The gambler tries to win every moment. The trader tries to survive long enough to let probability work. That shift alone changed everything. The real test came later. After I improved discipline slightly, I had a winning streak, and that's where danger returns. Because success whispers, you're ready to increase risk again. But I remembered the pattern, so I didn't. I kept risk the same, kept rules the same, kept emotions out, and slowly, the account stopped feeling like a roller coaster. It became stable, not explosive, not dramatic, stable. And that stability felt strange at first, almost boring. But that boredom was peace. Looking back, I realized something painful. I didn't lose money because I lacked strategy. I lost money because I lacked identity. I was trying to be a trader while behaving like a gambler. And those two cannot coexist. One survives on discipline, the other survives on emotion. And the market punishes emotion slowly enough that you think you're learning, when you're actually repeating the same mistake in different forms. So when I say, the day I realized I wasn't trading, I was gambling, it wasn't a dramatic moment. It was a mirror moment, a realization that I wasn't fighting the market. I was fighting myself. And once I stopped trying to win every trade, I finally started learning how to trade properly, not perfectly, not emotionally, but consistently. Because trading is not about predicting the next move. It's about surviving long enough for probability to work in your favor. And gamblers don't survive. They burn. Traders endure. And if there's one thing I wish someone told me earlier, it's this. The market didn't take your money. Your behavior did. And that's when it hit me. I wasn't losing to the market. I was losing to myself. And the moment I stopped gambling with emotions, that's when I finally started learning how to trade.